Does your golf swing look like this? Well, don't be discouraged. Stay tuned for Modern Golf, featuring Dave Hill, one of America's fine young touring professionals, and Hal Scheidler, the man who believes everyone can break 80. Welcome to Modern Golf. My name is Hal Scheidler, and that's right, I do believe everyone can break 80, at least occasionally. Strange as it may seem, statistics prove that less than 7% of the amateur golfers can consistently break 90, that less than 3% can consistently break 80. We think this is a little ridiculous, and actually that's the reason for this program. During the series, we hope to help you build an image of a good golf swing in your own mind. Now, we're speaking to you today from the beautiful Yucca Valley Country Club in Yucca Valley, California. And working with me throughout this series is one of the fine young touring professionals in America today, Mr. Dave Hill. Dave is an ardent student of the game and one of the real classic swingers in modern golf. Welcome aboard, young fella, and what are we going to be working on today?
Well, Hal, I thought we would start with a 7-iron. It's a very versatile club, and we'll do some pitching from around the green with it. We'll hit some punch shots, and then we'll hit some full shots. And again, the reason for using 7-iron is that the average player has no problem getting the ball airborne, and this gives them confidence when they're starting out.
Right. I understand, too, that you'll be demonstrating the correct use for the sand wedge.
Well, I hope to hit some bunker shots. The average player has it in his mind that this is the toughest shot in the game, and really it is a tough shot to get close to the hole, but not a tough shot to get out of the bunker, and this, I think, will improve the average player's score 3 to 4 shots if he can just get the ball out of the sand when he's in the trap.
Just get it on the green and have an opportunity for 2 putts. We have another little experiment that we're going to work with today. Dave will actually be playing himself, actually in competition with himself. He'll be playing one ball with both hands on one of the really tough holes on this course. Then he'll be playing another ball with one hand. That is, completely taking the right hand out of the shot immediately after impact. This will demonstrate a part of the technique which we teach, which is a full extension of the left side. Dave, this is a pretty tough hole, isn't it?
Yes, plays 630, and in order to have a chance at a birdie, you have to hit 2 very good woods, and then you have a 100-yard wedge shot left, and there's green is very well bunkered. And this hole is tough in the pro standards because most of the par 5s we play 500 to 570, and we can get on in 2 or very close where we just got a little short pitch.
Right. And I think you'll find this a very interesting experiment. We'll be going to work in just a moment, so why don't you join us down at the practice tee? As we told you a while ago, we're going to work with the bunker shot now. Dave believes, as I do, that this is not a particularly tough shot. It's just that the average golfer has very little opportunity to practice it because of the few practice sand traps, and about the only time he has an opportunity to hit the shot is when he's in actual competition, and it can cost him a couple of pops or maybe even a little wager, too. Davey, you want to tell us about that wedge?
Yes, Hal, and I would say in teaching the bunker shot, when I am in the bunker and got a decent lie, I try to lay the blade open a little bit and watch a spot approximately 2 inches behind the ball. And by this, I just try to move the sand from under the ball, and this carries the ball out.
Actually, the club face is not in contact with the ball.
No, you always have sand between the ball and the club face.
And I think your main objective, although you're trying to get it close, your main objective is to be sure you get it out of the bunker and don't leave it in there.
Well, that's my main objective every time. When I put it in the bunker, I feel like I can make a par, but I don't want to make a double bogey, so I'll try to get it out as close as possible, but I'm not going to take any unnecessary chances.
Right. Now, how about it? It is a particularly heavy club, is it not, Dave?
Yes, Hal, it's the heaviest club in the bag. It's 4 to 5 points heavier than any other iron, and it has a wide flange, which none of your other irons have, which enables the club to go through the sand smoothly. It doesn't dig down deep. You actually don't go very deep when you hit a sand shot. You just go under the ball and as shallow as possible.
Fine. Well, Davey, you've told us all about it. Now, how about getting over there and getting ready to go to work?
Sure will.
If you folks will stay with us and set up a basic pattern for this sand shot, use the same fundamentals that Dave does. Watch how he does it. Watch how he puts that wedge in underneath the ball and just throws the ball out at the pin along with the sand. I think it'll help your game a lot, and it'll save you 3 or 4 pops around when you learn how to hit that wedge shot. Let's go over to the sand trap now and watch Davey. Confidence is of primary importance in the sand shot. Stand up to the ball, get the feet firmly planted, take a short, smooth swing, and then finish the shot. Looks mighty easy, doesn't it? And believe me, it is. With the proper fundamentals and a little practice, you can hit most of them right up there like that. Don't work at it. Remember, just a nice, smooth swing. Let the club head do the work. A very heavy club, and it will move right through the sand. Now, notice, too, that the path of the club is from the outside in. This would produce a big slice in the normal shot, but in this shot, you have laid the face of the club open. You cut across the ball from the outside in, permitting it to just knife through the sand underneath the ball, throwing both sand and ball directly at the hole. Now, the buried lie like this normally throws the amateur a curve, but it's not much more difficult than a good lie. You simply hit about an extra inch behind the ball, move down into the sand a little deeper, and everything else remains the same. The club will come to the outside, the face of the club is laid open, you dig down about 3 inches behind the ball, keep the club head swinging, and throw ball and sand at the pin. Here's the same shot from a good lie. This time we'll hit just about 2 inches behind the ball. You notice that the club will never touch the ball itself. When you get into a lie like this, most amateurs are ready to take 9. This shot is not that difficult to get out if you follow the same principles, hit behind the ball, and keep the club head moving. Now, it is difficult to get it close to the hole unless you happen to get a little bit lucky, but get it out, get it on the green where you've got a putt at it, and it's never going to cost you too many shots. A little practice, you'll be able to move them right up there like this. Anytime the professional gets it within 3 feet out of the bunker, he's pretty happy. And he'll generally do just that. Now we're going to show you a little dude we call our shot saver. This is another use of the 7-iron, as Dave told you, a very versatile club. Many amateurs make the mistake when they're 5 to 15 feet off the edge of the green of taking a pitching wedge or a 9-iron and attempting to throw the ball right to the pin. We think this is a serious mistake for the average amateur unless he is particularly adept with one of these clubs. The 7-iron has less elevation on the face than the 9-iron, and you have far better control of the club. Dave considers this a very important part of his game. In fact, he's over on the green working on it right now. Why don't we join him? We call this our shot saver because mastery of this simple shot will save the average amateur anywhere from 4 to 8 pops around. The average amateur will only hit possibly 8 or 10 greens, and yet he'll be reasonably close to some, where if he can get it up and down in 2 from probably this far away from the pin, he's still going to make an awful lot of pars. And this is where you save the golf game. Now, this is a very firm shot. The wrists are practically locked. There is very little, if any, body movement. It's almost entirely arms. The club face stays square. The left hand just pushes it back and pulls it through. Again, head position is highly important here. Be sure that you see the club strike the ball. Be sure that the knuckles of the left hand move directly through the ball right out along the line to the pin. And also, be certain to make the ball light on the green, on the clipped surface of the green. Then you'll get the same reaction every time. Watch, the left hand just pushes the club back. The left hand pushes it through. The hands and wrists are very firm on this shot. Although the distance is not great, the hands must be very strong and very firm. Actually, that little pitch shot sets up the full shot with the 7-iron. At the bottom of the swing, it's primarily the same. All you do is take it on up, swing it a little harder, and, of course, follow through. Now, the average player will use the 7-iron for shots of anywhere from 125 to 135 yards. Dave hits it about 145 to 155, right, Davey?
That's right, Hal. I try to set it up for the average 7-iron and just make a smooth swing at it, and for full 7-irons, about 155 yards from myself. And if I want to keep the ball down a little bit, I'll use it from maybe 135 yards, depending if the wind is in my face, and it keeps the ball much straighter. When you take a full swing at the ball into the wind, you're losing control because you're getting it up too high.
Right. Well, Davy, why don't you move on over there and get set to show us all phases of the 7-iron, the punch shot, and Dave will show us the punch shot. He'll show us the full 7-iron, and we have a couple of other items I know you'll find of interest. Let's go over to the practice tee with Davy.
Two basic fundamentals will improve the average golf swing immediately and drastically. Number one is the head position, seeing the club head strike the ball. You can't hit what you can't see, so look directly at the ball with both eyes. Next in importance is the firm left arm. The straight left elbow is the key which locks the golf swing in place. Until you can maintain a straight, strong left arm, you will never play consistently good golf. Let's watch Dave's approach to the ball. It's the same each time and for every shot. He moves into position with the feet together in line with the target, then the spread for balance. The left hand pushes the club back as the body turns away from the ball, and the left hand pulls the club down and out through the shot on a line to the target. Notice that the upper body will turn to face the line of flight, and the high finish is a natural result. You will always see your great players finish with the elbows above the shoulders and the hands above the head. This is the mark of a fine swing. And remember, always swing within yourself, never force the club. Let's check the entire swing once again. Align the feet with the intended line of flight. Look at the ball with both eyes. Spread the feet for balance. Turn away from the ball with the left arm straight and firm. Start the shot from the top with the left hand and pull the left hand down and out through the ball along the intended line of flight. Once again, check that head position and always see the club head strike the ball. Keep the left arm straight, the head still, keep swinging, and you've got a golf swing.
Right now, I thought we should dwell on one of the most important phases of the golf swing. This is something that every player should know and practice. You always strike down at the ball. Never try to pick the ball up. Always hit the ball on the downswing, the ball first and then the turf. A good way to remember this, golf is a game of opposites. You strike down to make the ball go up, you strike in to make the ball go out, and out to make the ball go in. We've set up a little demonstration for you, which I think will tell you in pictures far more than I can tell you with words. So let's go over to Dave Hill at the practice tee.
Notice the white line just behind the ball? This is a simple practice device, but one of the best possible ways to learn how to hit the ball correctly. We've used a piece of white string and 2 golf tees, wrapping the string around the tees and then pushing them down into the ground to hold the string in place. The ball is then placed on the turf directly in front of the line. Now the club head will strike the ball on the downswing, compress it against the turf, take the divot in front of the ball position, and the string is untouched. This is a highly important phase of the swing and one of the most difficult to teach, particularly to women. Remember, you never attempt to hit the ball up into the air. The elevation is built into the club face. You strike down to make the ball go up. Practice like this. Once you've mastered this phase of the golf swing, you'll get an entirely different feel. There's no grass or debris between the club face and the ball. The ball is compressed directly on the face, and you'll get far greater distance and accuracy. And this brings up ball position. You hear all the stories about playing it off the left toe or off the left heel or someplace. Actually, there's only one position, and that varies with different players. Here's a very simple rule. The ball is played just prior to the bottom of the downswing. The ball is played just prior to the bottom of the downswing. You hit the ball just before you get to the bottom of the swing. Notice once again, the head still, the drive down into the ball never disturbing the white line. Set up a little practice area like this, work at it for a few days, and you can bet your boots you'll be a better player.
You know, it'd be my guess that 90% of the average players in the United States slice the ball. There's a very definite reason for this. We're going to ask Dave about it right now.
Yes, Hal, and my belief is that when the average player starts the downswing, he starts it with the right hand instead of the pulling motion with the left. And by starting with the right hand, he causes the right shoulder to come out and forcing the left arm to collapse and therefore cutting across the ball from the outside in, making the ball slice.
And this is something that the top professional doesn't worry about too much, but I know that you practice it quite a bit.
Yes, I set up my left side and go ahead and finish high, making the left arm work out and away from me, which therefore makes the club work from the inside out, eliminating the breakdown.
Right, and you're about ready to work on that phase of it right now, I believe.
Yes, Hal, I'm going over and hit a few shots, and why don't you watch, and I'll try to demonstrate it.
Very good. We are great believers in the strong left side. In other words, starting the shot from the top of the swing with the left hand rather than the right and carrying the left arm through to a full extension of the left side. Let's watch Dave in action, and I'll explain it to you as we go along.
I've asked Dave to demonstrate the average amateur swing, but he doesn't do a very good job of it. He just swings too good. But at least you can see the complete collapse of the left arm, and that's what we wanted to point up. Now here's a simple training device that Dave has used for about 3 years. It's called a golf aid and definitely helps to train the proper action of the left arm. Normally we don't care too much for training gadgets, but this one we had to buy. It's a simple 9-inch plastic sleeve which inflates to give any desired degree of firmness to the left arm and force the left side to carry on through the golf shot. Anything that does that has to be of great help. Practically every player's big problem is hitting with the right hand, forcing the left arm to collapse at impact. Now this moves the club head from the outside in across the ball, and the result is either a duck hook or a big slice. Watch the position of the right elbow now, in close to the body throughout the swing, and driving through inside the right hip as the left arm moves out directly along the line of flight. Our big objective here is to show you beyond any question of a doubt just how the left arm does perform in a good swing. You'll note there is no break or bend to the left arm until the ball is long gone and the left hand is almost shoulder high on the follow-through. Now, this is actually so simple as to be ridiculous, yet not one player in 1,000 can do it. Again, I'll tell you why. In fact, I harp on it. The golfers are a little stubborn. The right hand is spelled T-R-O-U-B-L-E, trouble. So long as the right hand overpowers the left, you'll be a chopper. The left hand must lead throughout the shot, and in order for it to do so, the left arm must stay straight and the head must stay still. The left arm is actually the speed side, and we're going to prove this for you right now. Dave will hit several shots, completely taking the right hand off the club immediately after impact. Watch this. Despite anything you currently believe, I guarantee Dave can hit the ball at least as far, most times farther, and that he can hit it consistently straight. I play better this way than I ever played with both hands, and I've never yet found a player, either amateur or professional, that I could not teach to hit this shot in just minutes. The whole secret, if there is one, is the correct release of the right hand immediately following impact. In other words, as soon as the right hand has been released, now it's done its job, and before it can get you into trouble, just take it out of the shot. Practice like this will train the left side to work, will force the weight shift to the left side. There's no way you can hit with the left hand and not shift the weight. Notice the full arc of the club, the full extension of the left arm, both front and rear. Next time you're out to the practice tee, take a 9-iron, hit a few shots like this, and remember what the old Dutchman said 20 years ago: widen the arc, lengthen the shot.
As we told you at the beginning of the show, we have Dave actually in competition with himself. Dave is going to play one of the tough holes here at the Yucca Valley Country Club, and he'll be playing one ball with both hands and one ball with one hand, just releasing the right hand at the moment of impact. Right, Davey?
Yes, Hal, I think that playing the shot with one hand and releasing the club at moment of impact will let the people see that the left arm does direct the ball and have a great deal to do with the swing, and I'm just about ready to play the hole, so I'll see you on the tee.
Very good. I think you'll really learn something here. As a matter of fact, when you get out to the practice tee, just try to duplicate the left arm action that you'll see Dave using here. I think it'll help your game a lot and get rid of that big slice that everybody has trouble with.
This is the fine fourth hole at Yucca Valley Country Club. Water hazards in front of the tee and laterally along the left side. Trouble, trees, and OB on the left. The fairway, a slight dogleg left, and some traps and trees on the right. Now here's Dave's first tee shot, this one with two hands. And a beauty it is, hooking slightly to follow the dogleg, carrying some 290 yards in the left center of the fairway. Now here's the tee shot with one hand. This one, right straight away, dead straight down the right center of the fairway, stopping at about 285, maybe 5 yards short of the first. Now, being away with the one-handed shot, Dave will hit a 3-wood, and although he's one of the longest hitters in the game, has small chance to get home. This is a 630-yard hole, and Dave has a long way to go. It's a screamer, straight at the pin, about 250 yards, and that leaves him about 90 yards short of the flag on this par 5. Now here's the customary two-handed shot with the 3-wood. Again, it's a beauty. About the same distance in the left center of the fairway. With one hand, the pitching wedge. Clears the trap and lands just past the flag, stops about 10 feet away. Now with both hands, again the pitching wedge. Headed right at the flag. And almost a sensational eagle for our first show, just about 4 feet away from a birdie. Now Dave's performing a common courtesy every golfer should practice, repairing those ball marks. Please do this whenever you play golf. It only takes a minute, and your greenskeeper and fellow club members will love you. For his one-hand score, Dave has about a 10-footer. Not too much break. Strokes it. Catches the left side and drops in for a fine birdie. About a 4-footer now for the two-handed ball. Knocks it right in, and that's just about as good as you can play the hole.
That's pretty much our golf lesson for today. We hope you enjoyed the tips that Dave gave you. We hope that they'll take a few pops off of your game. We're playing at the beautiful Yucca Valley Country Club in Yucca Valley, California. And Dave, congratulations on a couple of 4s on a mighty tough hole.
Well, thank you, Hal. It's not often that you can make 4s on a 630-yard par 5, and you have to be a little fortunate.
Well, we hope the good fortune stays true on the tournament trail. What are we going to be working with next week, Dave?
Well, Hal, I thought we might use the 4-wood and the pitching wedge. They're two very difficult clubs to learn how to use and very important.
Very good, and we'll be right here at the same time, same station next week. We hope that you'll join us then. In the meantime, this is Hal Scheidler speaking for Dave Hill and reminding you, keep your head down and your left arm straight, and believe me, you can break 80.